On today's episode of WatchJRGo, today we are here at my old house that just went under contract. That's right, the house many of you know and love is finally going to be sold. It's been a long journey. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we are here in my old house that just went under contract, and I figured since we've never actually shown you the inside of this house or taken you on a tour, now is the perfect time. The perfect time because I won't be living there anymore, and sometimes I like to have some privacy. So now that I don't live here and don't need the privacy, feel free to check it out. So let's go inside and check out this house that I've had for 13 years now. So it's been a long road with this house, and it's been a great house, and we've done a lot along the way, and you guys have seen a lot of it, especially here in the garage. We've done things like the LiftMaster jack shaft openers, the first generation, the 3800 over there with the battery backup, new insulated doors, high lifted garage doors, all these LED lights, the epic audio system that you guys never get to hear because, of course, we can't play music on YouTube. It's all copyright. But it has a pretty banging system with EV-EVID 6.2 in walls right there, Polk audio, 10-inch subwoofer, some unified cameras up there, and a Sony receiver that does a pretty solid job powering the little garage setup. Of course, an early US General toolbox. That's a Gen 1 for sure that I've had for a long time. And the plasma TV I bought when I was 18 or 19 at Best Buy, the Panasonic TCP50X1, and it is rock solid, will not die, and I'm leaving it with the house because it weighs an outrageous amount and I have no use for it. Plasmas are super cool, but it's staying behind. I told the new owners they could have it. So a quick tour of the garage. We've got the ratio sprinkler controller over there. I added some cool pull down blinds when we redid all this. For the channel, we went through the garage one day and decided to make everything better. So we did like the lights, the blinds, cleaned everything up in a single day and put this whole thing together. So I think it looks pretty solid. It's pretty usable out here. And now all I have to do is finish tearing down the garage because I've moved out of most of the house here. The salt for the water softener also hangs out here to make your life easy so you don't have to drag your salt all the way inside. And my old school Clipper Creek charger. This is its second life, actually, and now Clipper Creek doesn't even exist anymore. Enphase bought them, but if you've been in the EV game for a million years, Clipper Creek was, of course, the early move, and it still works perfectly. Still charging cars and has never let me down. Coming in from the garage, we have the laundry room and the mudroom with Samsung's smartest washers and dryers that they don't sell anymore. You can't get them anywhere anymore, but they've been incredible for me. I know people love to hate on Samsung appliances, but everything in this house has always been Samsung. Everything in the new house is Samsung because they make some of the best looking products and they never break on me. So I really think it's user error every time. If you take care of your stuff, it all lasts forever. It doesn't matter what's going on. Even the screens haven't been peeled on these. It's all brand new. So that is the laundry room. There's a closet here that the shoe boxes and stuff like that go in. I never used this, so it was really just an empty closet the whole time I lived here. This is the kitchen right here. We'll turn on some lights, and I think there's been a few glimpses of the kitchen in videos because we've rebuilt engines in this kitchen, especially right here on the table that I got this from my grandma, so it's been in the family for 20, 30 years, and we've probably had a million family dinners on it. But it's also had Toyota engines sitting on it, and we rebuilt them just right here on this excellent workbench. We do have a big backyard here, a well for the sprinklers, all the features that you want in a house, right? Kind of a cool deck. It's all redwood, even though it needs refinished. Built-in seating, the smokers out there, the fake solo stoves right there, the Flame Genie. I think Flame Genie's made in Kansas or something, so people like it here. And my hammock stand that I built, and that's pretty much the backyard. It used to have a full playground with shredded tire. That's all that black you can see. So that is the kitchen. It's still 90s builder grade, and I didn't want to spend any money on it because it all works perfectly. I haven't had to do a single thing in here except put in all the appliances and add the RO water. And other than that, haven't touched a thing. And it's served me very, very well. And the golden oak is almost all the way back in style. So shortly, if you don't touch this kitchen, maybe just do a backsplash and some counters, you'd have the perfect, fully up-to-date house. You just wait till it comes full circle and everything's fine. You don't have to spend any money at all. Let's head towards the front door here. This would be the foyer, I guess. It's got the stairs and the front door and a closet right here for coats or boomsticks and other assorted things. And you got a little half bath right here this is pretty funny. If you guys know the underground Lambo, this is a toilet from his house. Zach and I took the toilets out because he decided square toilets were terrible. Zach and I thought we were going to be smart and keep those square toilets because he was like, you can just have them if you help me change the toilets. So we did, and he went to nice Toto washlets, and we took the square toilets, and we both regretted it every day since, the same way he did. It was a brand new house, and he took them out. We should have known from that moment, but don't buy square toilets, whatever you do. It's the dumbest, most uncomfortable thing ever, and nobody likes to use that bathroom because of it. This is the office where I've edited basically every single YouTube video you guys have ever seen. It goes way back, but used to have all my helmets, trophies, things like that in that case, which was kind of nice. This is pretty funny. There used to be a humidistat here. When I went to a nest, we obviously had a hole here, and we had the sheetrock fixed, and I don't have this paint color, so I left it alone. Doesn't bother me one bit. I know some people it would bother, but that's finished enough. It looks nice with the nest actually integrated right. A hand-painted RWB 911. So that's another fun grail car for me. I love that he cuts up 911s, and I'd love to have him do it in my shop one of these days. And then, of course, my computer that honestly we use for like Twitch, and that's about it. If you ever watch the Twitch streams, they happen from here. I don't edit anything on that. It's basically a Plex server. That's all it gets used for. So that desk needs to move. This is about the only thing left to move at the house other than the garage. I wanted to leave it until the last minute because we use Plex a lot. And in here, this is the living room. It's a sunken living room. I'm a big fan of that. I know it's old school now and people are shying away from it, but it's kind of nice to step down into the living room and give the living room gigantic ceilings, which it does have. So we've got Pioneer Elite 8 in-wall speakers back here. These are some monsters. You can feel the walls shake when those speakers hit, which is exactly the amount of sound you need coming from your rear surrounds. But you can see the step down right there and the front door. And of course, it's funny, you can't see all these differences in the green paint in real life, but you can see them on camera. But they're sun fade from before I was here. Gas fireplace with the recirc fan, love that. Just hit the switch, turn it on whenever you want. Always a nice touch in the living room. And then this gigantic built-in that's always been the entertainment center. You can see we got the Andrew Jones Pioneers all through there. And this was always supposed to be rebuilt. It was always on the list because you can't put any normal TVs on it. It was built in the CRT days, right? This house was built in 92. It was actually built in 89, hit by the Andover tornado, leveled, and rebuilt in 92. So it's the newest house in the neighborhood, really. It was the last one finished when they redid everything. And it was still the CRT days, and you can tell it's built for like a 32-inch CRT. So I've always had huge TVs here, but they have to sit all the way out here. I never waste money I don't have to. The only dumb things I buy are cars for the channel, and that's really about it. Here in the living room, you can see the last few things we need to move. The voiceover microphone, this TV, and well, all of this is staying. All of the infrastructure stuff I'm leaving behind. So all this Ethernet and speaker wire that's pulled into the house, it all stays for the new owners, and there's maybe one box of junk left. Most of this stuff's staying for the new owners. So I don't think there's much left in this house. One more box to get out of here, and I'll turn the lights off for the last time. Speaking of the lights, it's Leviton Decora Smart throughout most of the house. Every light that I needed control for, we don't have control for. We did the Leviton Decora Smarts because they're only like $30 each. Built-in Wi-Fi, Apple HomeKit, and it's a really nice solution to control all your lights if you don't want to go all in on a control system. This is one of my favorite things of all time because I grew up wanting to be a Crestron programmer and only do, you know, custom houses, high-end home automation, stuff like that. And of course, I wanted to do Crestron because it was the biggest name. Now Crestron's kind of disappearing and it's all turning into Control 4. But this is Crestron's Power over Ethernet iPad dock with Lightning. So it only works with iPad Air 2. Kind of funny, but you can see when you slide the iPad in, it starts charging. And if you unlock it, It has all the media in here, so if anyone's here and I'm not, they can play whatever they want to the TV by just grabbing that iPad. So always worked out great. Now you've seen the entire main floor, let's run upstairs and take a quick look around, which is basically just rooms that were always used for storage and my old home gym. So right here at the top of the stairs, you can see the tech throwback room. It's still pretty tech throwbacky. We're still getting stuff out of here. I need to pack up one more box to get this room out of here. That box is empty, ready to go. But there's quite a few phones left for the tech throwback channel. Some Xbox controllers and random stuff that I just haven't needed at the new house yet. All the charging for the phones. My first piece of furniture, when I moved in, we built this to hold that 50-inch TV. And it was the only thing I owned, was that piece of oak, like wooden box that we custom built and stained, and my 50-inch TV and a futon, and that is how I lived. Literally that meme that says women hate that dudes can live like this and be happy. I was super happy to have my futon and my TV, and what else did you need? I think I had my Xbox. This was the guitar wall. All the guitars are packed up except for that Les Paul right there. Nothing special, it's just an Epiphone. The De Novo Edge is still in here that we made some videos with, and a bunch of wrap, and that's basically it. The emergency ladders and stuff will stay with the house. So like I said, one more load in this room, getting close. I'm pretty happy to be almost moved out. This was the gym slash girls room, because I never repainted any of them, so I assume that was a boy room. This was a girl room. And didn't waste any money on paint. These all have giant closets that match. It's pretty cool having mirrored closets, and nice built-in shelving too. So that was the gym. This room's empty other than some cases for lights. This is our upstairs bathroom. Let's turn the lights on here. Everything's already been emptied out of here and never had to touch a thing. I did put this faucet on there. Gotta have your nice Delta faucet. I bought that faucet for the master bedroom like the day I bought the house, and then updated the master and moved it over there. You don't have to buy that much stuff in life. That's what I've found. All power shades that are on schedules. These are IKEA's power shades, and I need to close them. Right now they still, like HomeKit's still over here running, the cameras are still here. So as I take the network down, I'm probably gonna need to close them so the schedule stops and we don't just have these windows open all the time. But of course, a 75 right here in the master bedroom. Gotta have, we had to move the security panel, and I haven't even finished cleaning up the sheetrock work there, but the TV was so big, the security panel couldn't be there anymore. And it shouldn't have been there. It should have always been in line with the light switches. But, you know, that's the master bedroom. It's pretty cool. Got a little nice sheetrock feature right there where it's got a 1/2-inch drop with some sharp edges. And bay windows. That's the whole master bedroom. It's not huge, but it was always a reasonable bedroom. And then of course my shower valve broke in the middle of the day one time, and I had to kill the water, cut all that sheetrock out, and I had Dave come fix it, my sheetrock guy that's been with me forever. And of course I don't have the paint colors, so I didn't repaint it. But back to the things that actually matter, not paint. More Leviton Decora smart switches, the dimmer and the switch for the fan, USB charging outlets everywhere that you need USB charging. For some reason, my DVD collection that's full of all of the bangers, like Tucker, the movie, which is a good one about the old Tucker car, and what else? Talladega Nights. What else do you need? Cannonball Run's in here too, and the Mission Impossibles, and the greatest movie ever made. I have every version of this, VHS, Blu-ray, DVD. If they shipped a version, I bought it. And the last room upstairs, the master bathroom, it's got the waterfall faucet, still has the home pod, and really just needs a final clean. That's it. I mean, it's not a bad little bathroom, but it's not a great size either. It's pretty small compared to all the bathrooms today, but it's definitely serviceable. Again, nice huge built-in cabinets. And this is the walk-in closet for the master that's actually big enough. So I gotta finish the closet at the other house so I can actually get all the clothes hung up. It's really hard to get this much shelving going on. I know it looks simple, but it takes a lot of work. And it's always had this giant mirror too. And of course, every single light in the house was changed to LED as soon as I bought it, even though it was like the beginning of LEDs, right? But I went through and bought everything there is, all Cree LED bulbs, and no bulbs have ever been changed since. One of the boob lights did. it failed. The board in it failed, and eventually, luckily Home Depot still sold it, so I got the exact same one, changed it. Other than that, never changed another light bulb in my life, so it blows my mind when I see people saying they have LEDs failing. Just buy expensive LEDs one time. 13 years later, here we are. Also, this one in the office hasn't been shut off since I bought the house. And then down here in the basement, it is unfinished and hasn't been touched other than the tech throwback studio, which we'll get to here in a second. Here in mechanical, there's a lot of the fun stuff. Maybe, I don't know if we ever made any videos about this stuff, but my dad and I did all this work. Obviously, new water heater, because you always need a new water heater, so that's like a year old. All new, Goodman, furnace, AC, all the same stuff we do every time, you know. Find the system that works, things that never break, and just keep running the same formula forever, and it'll work out really well for you. And that's what we do. So this is the HE Goodman 96%er or something like that, and we put that in a couple years ago, and obviously Dad did all the copper work because it's beautiful. Look at that, that line set looks incredible. And then all of my fun stuff here, the normal trip light rack, unified dream machine, 48 port, the big boy 48 port switch from Gen 1, NAS, fiber, IKEA's home hub, the UPS is in there. It always looks the same. I do one thing, and it's just the best stuff you can buy, and I never have to work on it again. That's always the goal. We've got a little DMARC board here for AT&T and Cox's, whatever they want to throw in the house, right? So they've got their clamshell right there for the fiber. LiftMaster's incredibly rare home kit garage door integration that they killed off, but it's the best product they ever made, and they should have never been allowed to kill it. Like, the government should step in and make them bring that back, because I know a lot of you guys need it, and you don't want to do like connected GDQ blacks or GDO blacks. That's the original, and it works really well. Here we are, 10 years in on that. It's working great. Phillips's Hue hub, honestly, really solid wiring throughout this house too. And the well controls are all mounted right there beside that. And then coming in here is my workroom. This was always supposed to be like my soldering bench and projects bench, but I'll give you guys a quick tour of what's left. So my Apple II is left over here because it's the biggest deal to move. You have to be very careful with it. We've already made videos about the Apple II on the tech channel, and it's awesome. Everybody loves it. Over here in the corner is the workbench, probably the second piece of furniture I ever had at this house. We built this because I needed a place to work, and that's really all I needed to live was a TV and a place to work. So we built this bad boy, and it is incredibly sturdy, and I guess I'm going to leave it behind. I really don't know what else to do with it because it doesn't make any sense anywhere but this corner. It was built for the corner. So we've got cool things back here though. All of my mining equipment used to run back here. So we have 240 volt drops right there. So that's a 20, 30 amp, 240 volt circuit for mining gear, the test bench and monitor for servers and things like that right there. I've had this since I was a little kid. I traded a 4 gig hard drive or a 40 gig hard drive, one of the two, I forget, for that Philips FWR7, and it will stay with me for the rest of my life. It's near and dear to my heart. 3-disc changer, and it can create mixed CDs on that middle CD burner. So we'll make a video on that soon. And then of course all the small electronic stuff and computer PSUs, a whole bunch of error correcting RAM, crazy stuff. And then all of the Lamborghini posters. Right here, there's the convertible, the Gallardo convertible, and the most important car Lamborghini ever made in history, the Raventon. That's my workroom right there. This is an unfinished bathroom that just ended up being storage, has a bunch of wrap in it, and tons, a whole telecom company's Ethernet bulk stuff. I don't know what happened. It showed up at my barber's and I bought it because who isn't going to buy a bunch of SFPs and switches from Ericsson that came out of, I don't know, T-Mobile or something like that? Either way, I ended up with it. It's kind of hilarious. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then over here we have my box room because I've explained many times that I keep every box for everything I've ever bought. And if you buy anything from me, well, you get the box. So that's like the last 5 generations of iPhone, the MacBook, you know, everything there is, I have the boxes. So if you're buying stuff from me, you get it in the original box. But here's stuff for the tech channel, my CED player that's been down here forever. Unfortunately, Linus Tech Tips just made a video about CED, and I need to make one too, but they beat me to it. So it's a little upsetting. I've got a bunch of CEDs, untested though. It's just been here forever. PlayStation 2s hanging out over here, Nerf guns, boxes for my architecture. There's a lot of stuff in here with the empty boxes too. If we need to build systems in the middle of the night for you guys, well, I've got boxes of speakers and head units and 56K modems. Everything there is. We just have racks of them. There's all the GM head units, a Ford 6-disc changer. We try to keep everything in stock. Between this place and my dad's shop, if we have to figure something out in the middle of the night, we should be able to do it. That's always the goal, is when it's 2 a.m., you still better be able to fix everything without a Lowe's run. You might not be able to rebuild a house, but you should be able to fix all the normal things. Snowboards, skis, all that stuff's hanging out down here. And then, of course, the tech throwback studio, the last room in the house. And I've just about finished tearing it down. Very sad because we just built this room. As you guys remember, the tech throwback studio is now, well, I think it just said the channel is 2 years old. It might be 3 years old. I hope it's not 3 years old because I haven't made enough videos, but obviously the goal is to make daily videos on the tech channel. So I had to tear all of this down and move it exactly to the other house. And the other house matches exactly. All the paint colors are the same. Everything's laid out to the centimeter, like the shelves moved exactly the same. And then Eric built this bookshelf that's actually a Murphy door. I love it to death, but I've got stuff in front of the Murphy door here. The fireplace is in it, and it's actually a pretty great fireplace to use. If it's cold down here, just hit the switch and it's instantly warm, but you can open this bad boy up, and there's a gigantic closet behind it. It's made to be the second fireplace, obviously, but we decided we were going to make this the closet where I stored all the technology, but we never ended up building all the shelving inside there, so it just became a cool thing that it is a Murphy door. But I love that it's built in, and I'm a little sad that the next one will stand out from the wall because I don't have a place to hide the back of the shelving. But we got to go rebuild that exactly again at the new place. And of course, we're almost done getting all the lights out of here. This was the 80s side, that was the 2000s side of the tech throwback studio. I gotta hang all these lights again over in the new studio, and that's it. A couple loads of stuff. The powered sliders, camera sliders and stuff, they still need to move, but this is where we keep all the real production value tools because the Tech Throwback channel has a lot of production value. And this channel is meant to be more you and I talking to each other. So there you have it, a complete tour of my old house. And we are going to be saying goodbye to it here in a handful of days. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with everything that's out in the shop, but I gotta get the other shop cleaned up, which we've been working on as fast as possible this week, and move everything that's left over there. I probably can't all move though, so I'll get rid of a little bit of stuff on the way. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Just today, I have sold a ton of stuff, and I know I'd love to say, let me know what you want to buy, and we'll figure out a way to do it. But honestly, nothing is worth shipping in this world for the most part. It's cheaper to buy new than pay for shipping. So if you're not local, well, unfortunately, I probably can't sell you any of this stuff because everything's huge. And at minimum now, if you have to ship something like, you know, the scooters, I want to sell the boosted scooters now. At least $75, maybe $100 to ship them. I'll actually miss all of this house because it's the perfect size. It's a pretty good layout. It's in the right spot, and you got a good neighborhood with no HOA. Obviously, that was a big key to this channel growing with all the cars I used to have here. At any given time, you know, back in the day, we'd have 8 cars here, maybe 10. I think there were some times I had 10 cars at this house because we'd have a car or 2 in the garage, 4 out in the driveway, and then more out on the street, which was pretty wild. But yep, this was the house for 13 years. And it served me pretty well. I didn't put much money into it other than all the things that matter. HVAC, water heater, we added the water softener, whole home filtration, RO, and what else do you need? Never even changed the carpet.